All right, here are the gambling picks. We are sitting around right now at 59%. At 59% winners, which is a phenomenal start. Halfway through the college football season, we are at 59%. All right? Here is my blood bank. Tap the veins, boys and girls. I'm going to dive into gambling now. Blood bank guarantee, Central Florida minus 4.5 against Memphis. Central Florida is going to win against Memphis by double digits. I fell absolutely zero doubt about this game. You can say, Clay Travis, you need to get a life. Because I can tell you that I have watched Central Florida at least substantial portions of every one of the game. And I have watched substantial portions of every Memphis game, if not the totality of the game. That's why when I think about Central Florida playing at Memphis, I have watched Memphis struggle against Navy. I have watched Memphis struggle against Tulane. I have watched Central Florida run roughshod over everybody else, okay? The play here, beyond a shadow of a doubt, Central Florida, blood bank guarantee coming in on Central Florida minus 4.5, all right? We're also going to hit the over there. The over is going to, no, it doesn't. Look, some of you are so stupid. This dumb over here just said 60% breaks even with the VIG. No, it doesn't. If I see you say something that is so stupid, it makes me realize that you don't deserve to have an opinion over here. You are gone forever. 52% is break even in gambling with the VIG. If you are so stupid that you think you need to win 60% of your bets to win money, then you are gone forever. Okay? I am sorry if I happen to look over and I think to myself, that person has the IQ of a snail, and not even a smart snail, like a dumb snail, then you are gone forever and no longer allowed to be involved in our show. Okay? 52%, you show-offs over there with your past the decimal points. 52% beats the VIG. All right? If you can do over 52%, you're making money. Today, not the day to see or say anything incredibly stupid. You are going to be wiped out. I'm ending your ability to comment. All right? Brendan Dassey level IQ. That's a good way of putting it. All right, Tennessee. Look, I think Tennessee is going to keep this game close against Auburn into the fourth quarter. I don't think Auburn has a very good offense. I don't think that Tennessee's defense is awful. As a result, this line was too high. I gave it out to the VIPs at 16.5. It is now Auburn minus 15.5, and the under I also like in this game. I don't think very many points are going to be scored. I think Auburn's going to win something like 24-13, and so I like Tennessee plus 16.5 when I initially gave it out, and the under. All right, Georgia. I gave this game out at 6.5. It's now up to 8 almost, and I like the under. Georgia's going to go on the road. They're not going to give up very many points. They are going to handle it easily against LSU. Michigan State, Penn State, every year it seems, James Franklin has a game in Happy Valley where he just destroys a competitive team that people expect to be a good game. Now, the line on Michigan State is already inflated a little bit. I think it's out to 13.5. I think Penn State's going to win by 20 or more. I think the over is going to hit as well. Penn State big over Michigan State. The other thing about that Tennessee and Auburn kick, it's an 11 a.m. Central kickoff. They need to ban 11 a.m. Central kickoffs in the SEC. It's one thing if you're in the eastern part of the SEC, and the game starts at noon. Nobody wants to go to an 11 a.m. Central football game. And so the environment is going to be awful in Jordan-Hare Stadium when that game starts. Everybody's going to be hungover. Most people aren't even going to be there. The student section is not going to be full. Auburn's lost 2 games already, so the game doesn't have that much of an impact. People want to be able to tailgate. They want to be able to have drinks beforehand. They don't want to show up at 8:30 in the morning and have 2 hours till kickoff. It's just a bad idea to play 11 a.m. games. I don't know why they do it. It seems like, I feel like there's more 11 a.m. games this year than there has been in the past. If you want to put an East Coast noon start, I still don't think that's ideal, But 11 a.m. is even worse than the old Jefferson Pilot games that used to kick off at 11:30 Central. 11 a.m. games, ugly, ugly decision in my mind. I like night games. I understand for you older people why night games are not ideal to be able to drive back and forth. I like night games personally, but I'm telling you right now, nobody wants to be in an 11 a.m. kickoff. Mizzou, Bama. I'm intrigued by this Mizzou-Bama game because I really don't have a good sense for what's going to happen. My general vibe is that Alabama is going to beat them senseless because I think Nick Saban is going to be furious over having given up 31 points to Arkansas, even though the final points happened with 18 seconds left in the game. So I think Mizzou's offense is not going to have a lot of success. I think Bama will score 55 or 60. And so I think Bama I'm betting the over here, and I'm betting Bama minus 28. But I think Bama is going to come out ready for blood. I don't know how aggressive Mizzou's going to be in play calling. I don't know whether they're going to play to score a lot of points and try to extend this game and have a lot of possessions, or if they're going to try to run the football because their wide receiver health is not great. The Mizzou defense has not been very good, and Tua has been virtually unstoppable. If you watched an earlier version of this show, you know I rolled out the argument that Tua arguably has produced the 6 best games in the history of college football. People can say, oh, Alabama hasn't played anybody. Get out of here. Get out of here with the Alabama hasn't played anybody argument. Alabama has beaten everybody by 20 plus, and Tua hasn't even played in the fourth quarter. He has put together, I'm not kidding about this, if you look at the stats, SB Nation did all the deep dive on this data, the 6 greatest quarterback game performances in the history of college football. He's been unbelievable, infinitely better than anybody could have ever anticipated. And so I think this is an undoubted play on Alabama minus 28. I'm also playing the over. Florida at Vandy, I'm on Florida minus 7 and the under. It's right now around 50.5, I believe, on the under. Here is what I would like to see. I would like to see Florida dip down beneath 7 if you could get them at 6.5. I don't know if it's going to happen. I know you can buy them down. I kind of like the Gators at 6.5 to protect yourself against the 7. But I think that's worth paying attention to see whether or not there's any possibility of that ending up happening. We'll have to see for sure whether that makes any sense or if it's going to happen at all. That's the question, whether that line's going to continue to come back down. I don't think Vandy's very good. I think it's a bad matchup for Vandy. If you looked at what happened in the South Carolina game, South Carolina's offensive and defensive lines are not as good as Florida's, and Florida was able to South Carolina completely dominated Vandy. I think something similar is going to happen again. Those are my 13 picks.